All right, welcome back to another episode of I'm Bored. So today we're gonna look at something that is really important in data structure, especially in computer science field. So we're gonna look at hashing. So what is hashing? So in Geeks for Geeks website, which I will link down in the description down below. So hashing is a technique that is used in data structures that efficiently stores and retrieves data in a way that allows for a quick access. So this is what we're gonna do today, but we're not really interesting in like doing this thing. So we're going to create a hash table today, okay, that stores whatever data I want to store into. So I think for today though, and we want to like do something a little bit different today. We're not going to store one key, which means we're going to like store two value, but it's just like one key, but just ties in it together, and you'll see what I mean later. So we're gonna do like a country code, this is what we're going to do today. We're gonna have a country code and then the country name together. So this thing is just like a basic thing that you can look into, which again, I will link it down below. So we're going to create a hash table, and what is hash table as defined by Geeks for Geeks website is a data structure used to insert, look up, or remove any key value pairs quickly. So we're interested in doing this thing today. And this is a snippet of code, which I will modify a little bit to store more than one data or one value. So let's just begin. So I already had my template going here. But what you want to do is, this is really important, okay? First step, you want to include certain, like some of the library today. So the first library that we want to include is the list library, and the second library they want to include is a vector library. And probably like preferably like you could include string or not, it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna include it anyway just to avoid like any unforeseen errors. So for now, we're going to create a table, okay? A hash table. So first thing they want to do is to define the size of the hash table. So I'm gonna like define the size, which I'm not gonna put any number to it because I want user to modify it. And then second, this is really crucial, okay? You want to do this um the same as me. I mean, you could do it technically like different, but I use vector. But in this vector, we're gonna store a list, okay? We're gonna store a list, and then in this list, we're going to store a pair, okay? This is really crucial. I know that's a lot. And so in this we have like vector, which gonna be in a list function. And then in this list function, we're gonna store a pair, which means we're going to store two values together. So, and then this vector will I guess inherit an integer and a string as well. Okay, so don't forget to space it around. Otherwise it will be error. So I'm gonna call this thing table. I don't know, like you can call whatever you want. You can call ht for hash table, but I'm gonna call it table. So let's get a constructor. So hash table constructor right here, which will get the size in it. So we need the size from the user, alright? So we're gonna have this size equal to size, this size, which means the size of this struct equals the size that the user input in. This is the parameter, and then we're going to resize that vector, okay, based on the size that the user have inputted. And then we're going to have couple of functions. First thing is we're going to insert a key and the country name, okay? I think key here should be like country code or whatever we want to like do. So yeah, we're going to have an insert function, and we're going to have a delete function as well, which we will parameterize the key in it. And then we're going to have the display function, and then we're going to have the search function based on the key, and then last but not least, we're going to have the hash function to do hashing. So in this technique, we're going to, I think we just only do like modulus or division only. I feel like I just want to simplify things a little bit without making it like really, really stupidly like complicated. So let's just get the hash function first, okay? Hash function, and then in it we're going to do, like I said, just a simple thing, key and then modulus by the size that the user have inputted. So yeah, sorry, not integer. This thing should be integer, not void, because we need a return type. function. And then we're going to have a void and an insert key in here, and then we're going to, we're going to have let's just put this thing. We're going to call this thing an index, and then we're going to pass the key, whatever country code that user inputted in, and then we're going to use the hash function to index the key, the country code, And then what we want to do is we're going to use a for loop auto, and then we're going to reference a pair. Okay, this is, by the way, this is a little bit um some of the advanced thing that you would do. Index. And so this is you could write it like this if you wanted to, but this is like a shortcut. I could write it like a for auto at pair equals to 0, something like that, and then like yeah, pair list and table size and plus a pair. Could like write it like this, it doesn't matter. So but if you want to shorten it out, you could just like go for this thing, which yeah, whatever index is the table in, we're going to loop it using the pair, which just means, like I said, both of the values, like the country code and the country name itself, that we're going to input into. So in here we're going to have, if we have to check first, okay, if the pair of that the first is literally the first value that we tie together. Like for instance, in this case, it should be the country code. If it is like if it matches the key that inside the hash function, then go ahead and just tie it with the country name, and that's all we want to do. And then after that, we're just going to insert that into the vector itself. Okay, so sorry, and then we have to make pair, then country name. That's all we want to do. Yeah, that's all for the insert function, and let's just go ahead and do the delete function. So first thing, let's just get the index first, and then auto add chain. This is, we're going to handle the chain, okay, if it is collided or not. So sometimes when you do like modulus, let's say, then if the user input like the size of 10, it may it may collide with other keys. So that's why you have to check first if the chain if the keys are colliding, or in other words, we could call it collision. So delete item, like I said, this is what we want to do, and then we have to find that value, and then if it's a match, and then go ahead and erase it. So yeah, so I'm gonna modify a little bit, and I'm gonna say find and remove the key from the hash table. So we're gonna use a for loop for that, but if you don't want to use the for loop, I think that's fine. But I'm gonna use the for loop for that. So auto, it is, I think, short for iteration, and then chain dot from the beginning of that vector until the iteration is not at the end of the vector. Okay, if it's really at the end, then you should not check. Chain dot n, and then plus plus iteration, or it. And then if the iteration of that first key equals the key, and then go ahead and just erase it, chain erase. So we're gonna remove a chain of it. Okay, and I'm gonna return, and then we will see our key removed successfully. Otherwise, if it's not found, then we just go into cout key not found, and that's all we want to do. And then we're gonna go ahead and do function display the hash table, I think. So for the hash table, I think there's nothing that we there's nothing hard at all for this thing. So it's already completed for me. So we're going to loop from 0 to the size of that table, and then we're going to see out the index of this thing, and then like, yeah, the same auto add pair like the first one. So and then table of I, so whatever in that index of that vector exists, which is going to see out pair first, which is the country code, pair second is going to be the country name, and then we're going to create a new line, and then I'm going to function click for key in the hash table, void hash table search, and then we're going to have the key in it. So again, the same as the delete function, we're just going to find the index of the hash function, and then we're going to loop through the table, same as this one, just same, so it's nothing like hard at all. Okay, there you go. I think that's all we have to do. We have insert, delete, search, and display. So in the main right here, let's just create an object. Let's just create a hash table. So we're going to have the this thing right here, and hash table hash, did I say, let me just put it I don't know, maybe ht. So ht, let's call ht the size of 10, and then we're going to have insert some data into the hash table, and we have ht dot insert okay, this already did it for me, and we have to delete the key here. So we're going to have delete key function, and then we're going to delete what let's delete 32. Okay, and then we're going to display the hash table after deletion. Search for a key in the hash table. Sorry, I should have turned off tab 9 extension. This is a little bit annoying right now, I swear. So we're going to see out, let's just say I'm searching for let's just say Belgium at 32, I guess. HT search 32, and then we're going to search null one right now. And then yeah, United States should be one, right? I think. Yeah, that's all we have to do, and let's just run it. Okay, wait a minute. Why is this? Okay, this is for C++ extension only. If you got this error, I think what you can do is that like you should compile it yourself. If you like use an extension, what's it called, like Code Runner, like me, I think you should like manually compile it, because I think Code Runners uses some, I think, older standard of C++. So what you want to do is that like you go here, if you're on a Mac, you're going to use G++ if you on, or Clang, I think, or Clang. But on Windows, I believe you could like use something else. I'm not sure on Windows, but on Mac, I think you should use G++, and then followed by dash, and then std, and then equals to C++11. So, and then your file name, I think I named it like ex point dot cpp, and then I dash o means you overwrite that file, the output file, into this one. So you should like sorry, there's no element number. Oops, see, where is it? There you go. Careful here, the wrong operator. Let's try to compile it again. Oops, sorry, need to save it, okay? Just don't forget to save. It doesn't manually save. There you go, and then just do, yeah, dot and forward sorry, backward slash, and then your name, and then it'll, yeah, display for you. So I'm gonna fix this thing, which a little bit weird. Wait, Canada is one, I think. Let me check the country code. Is United States one? I'm not sure. Like, can we have duplicate like country name? I don't think so. Probably just from my like dumb mistake, but United States one. I believe Canada is also one. Is Canada one? Uh, Canada is also one, so you can have duplicate country name, which means, uh, huh. I don't think you should have this thing, because, some duplication happens, and sometimes, you know, let's not do that. duplication. Yeah, it's not really good. Because you search for the key, right? If you want to search for the I think it's better to search for the integer sorry the string instead, because you know we might have duplicate like country code like this one. Canada is also one, United States is also one, so it's kind of, it creates a bit of a, you know, confusion. So I think it's just better to modify this code a little bit and then search for the country name instead. So I think here they use oh, there's no search function here. Interesting. Okay, have the display function. I think that's fine. They only have like one value, so I kind of pair them a little bit. So I think this should work too. Let's just try to recompile it and then you run it again. There you go. I think it should work now. Japan found 81 right here, Japan, and then one Canada. We should have one for United States too. So yeah, I think we did it. This video kind of really short, just to showcase some of the basic hashing functions. So you know, and yeah, that's all we want to do. Hopefully I'm not like speaking too fast here, but you know. Anyway, now see you in another episode. I think in another episode we're going to do something with Java, creating a system, something like that. I'm not quite sure yet, but let me try to find interesting project to showcase first. But for now, I'll see you in another episode, and bye.